We're officially halfway through the year, so I'm ranking the villains, the top 10, but also everyone else. The worst villain of the year, let's get him out of the way. I got the Witch from Tarot. Man, talk about a just boring, unmemorable villain. Not really anything good to note here. Let's move on. Up next, I got Chauncey the Bear. Up next, I got the guy from Monkey Man. I'm gonna kind of fly through some of these ones. I don't know, just kind of a boring, religious zealot. I think that's what he was. Monkey Man's a good movie. Again, don't get me wrong. And I don't want people to think that just because I placed the villain low on this list, I didn't like the main characters. I didn't like the film itself. You can get one without getting the other, Up next, at least he was funny. I only have one villain in this category. You can probably guess who he is. It's the guy from Madam Web. I understand the idea of like an evil Spider-Man. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds sick. The execution was not done very well. I never looked into why they're dubbing the guy's lines in ADR after the fact, but it's strange. But again, like I said, at least he's funny. At least I can laugh, okay? I enjoyed something about him. Up next, I had this category called One Thing About Them, right? To where everything about them is pretty bad, but there's one thing that I legit liked. And first up, I have the priest from Immaculate. El Professor from Money Heist. And that's what I liked about him. I like the actor. I forget the gentleman's name. I'll put it on the screen, But I thought the performance was good. The writing, everything else about the character, kind of silly, kind of dumb, but the performance was good. And then I have spoilers for Boy Kills World. I have the shaman. The dude is freaky as hell. It's kind of obvious that this guy is not a great dude from the start. And the last action scene, I will say, is pretty good. I like it. Moving on though, I have Josh Hutcherson's guy from, what was this movie called? Beekeeper. He's just a Nepo baby. And yeah, Jenna Ortega from the teacher diddling movie. I don't know what it was called. I forgot. It's called like Jesse's Girl or something like that. Is she the villain of this movie? In my eyes, yes. She's trying to seduce her teacher, get him fired. That's not cool. That's antagonist villain type behavior. And then I have the guy from Ultraman Rising. I'm gonna put him right there. I think the Ultraman Rising villain does his job. I made a video about it. I talked about it. This movie has themes. This movie has ideas. And where a lot of movies would just throw their villain to the side, let's just ignore him to set up all of our main characters. This guy, he contributes to the themes and ideas of the story present, and he makes the film better for it. He's not memorable, he's not this all-time villain, but he works for the movie, he does his job. Up next, I have a guy who you might think, you might be surprised I have him this high, because I normally don't talk very good about this villain, and it's Scar King. I have him in mid. I know all the Scar King fans are still gonna get mad at me because I don't think Scar King's, the best villain of all time, the best villain since Thanos. But I'm sorry, he's not good. And it's not even his fault. I think any kaiju villain with the motive of like, I want to take over, I would have probably had this problem with, because I'm just tired of the motive. I don't like his like little smug attitude. He's making all these smirks and hee and giggles at King Kong. Don't like that. Let's move on. Up next, I have a villain who I think I reviewed too quickly after the villain review, because in hindsight, I don't like her that much, and that's the Chameleon from Kung Fu Panda. The only things I remember about this villain is that she's played by Viola Davis, who's great, and that her whole gimmick of changing into different people is pretty cool. She has some cool action sequences and things like that, but I think where Chameleon kind of misses the mark is where she has just so much more potential she didn't hit, especially in this long line of really good villains in this franchise. Kind of a disappointment. Moving up to Enjoyed, I have the Spider from Sting. Did you know about Sting? Maybe not. I made a video about it also on J Stuff, so pretty much it's a big spider that wants to kill everyone. Not much else to say besides that. I will say though, I did enjoy them. The whole gimmick of the spider is new enough to make it interesting. You've seen big spiders kill people in movies, yes, but the whole idea of this, very inspired by Little Shop of Horrors. In fact, I'd say sometimes too close to Little Shop of Horrors. The ideas they go with it, and this little girl raising the spider, and the practical effects of it, really cool. And then I forget, sorry if I don't know his name, all right? I have the guy from Fall Guy. Aaron Taylor Johnson is very unlikable in this role, as he's supposed to be. A perfect contrast to the very likable Colt Seavers, played by Ryan Gosling, the lead of the film. The guy's a douche. The guy's stupid. You'll love to see him get taken down. Maybe not memorable, because I know I have a category called memorable and he's not there, but Yeah, he's good. I enjoyed him while I was there. And then I have the demon thing from Late Night with the Devil. A fun twist on the demon genre. I need to speed this video up so it's not too long. Fun twist on the demon genre. I like the connection to this host character who we have as the protagonist. Some cool sequences, some cool interactions with the guy who's trying to prove, you know, the demon's wrong. I like that. Solid villain, enjoyed them. Let's move on. You know, I'm gonna shift these guys over because I think I'm gonna put this next guy in memorable, and that's Proximus Caesar. What a wonderful day. Proximus Caesar, a good addition to the franchise. Planet of the Apes villains, a good monkey villain. We haven't gotten a good monkey villain since Koba. The dude is great. Kevin Durant is awesome. All of his scenes, the screen presence, dude, the aura is insane. Proximus Caesar, one of the best parts of the movie, wasn't in it enough to get up to that great category, but damn dude, solid villain. Yeah, he belongs in memorable. Up next, I have a antagonist. Just made a villain review. Not gonna talk too much about her. I have Anxiety. Again, you could say it's not a villain. I'm gonna say it's a villain. Oh crap, dude, we're in the top 10. She's a villain to me. I have Zendaya from Challengers. The protagonists of the film are these two tennis bros who just love each other, but they also love girls, Zendaya in particular. And continuously throughout the film, they might deserve it at certain points. Zendaya just fucks with them, man. It's awful. Zendaya's great in the role, don't get me wrong, but her motivation makes sense to an extent. If you put yourself in her shoes, you can be like, okay, I get why she's salty. You don't gotta cheat on this guy with that guy, and then this guy back to that guy, and then like this and that, and just cheat on the whole world. You don't gotta go through all that, but like I understand why you're mad about it. Moving on, let's go to Knox from Roadhouse. Where the fuck is everyone? To talk about a memorable villain, Conor McGregor. The dude, the screen presence is legendary. It's epic. The movie changes so much once he's there, and I've heard some people say like he doesn't fit in the movie. No, he absolutely does. The other villain in this film, like I forget the son of like the mob guy, I forget his name. He's not in the list. That guy's goofy too. There's a lot of goofy characters in this film. What are you talking about? Conor McGregor is just the king of the goofs. So yeah, I'll put him there. Let's move on. Up next, my last villain in here is Abigail, the last memorable one. Do you guys want to say anything to the J Films video?
Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski.
Yes, Sirski. Where was I? The last two villains, number 2, number 1. It's pretty obvious if you watch Villain Review, if you watch movies this year in general. Number 2, I gotta say, is Fade Rauta. Austin Butler goes crazy, goes sicko in this film. So many great scenes. Again, the screen presence. Dare I say he's the best character in this movie? You know, I'm gonna dare to say it because it's true. Is anyone gonna match his freak? The answer is yes, someone is gonna match his freak. And it's Dementis from Furiosa, the best villain of the year. The motivation goes crazy. Watch the whole analysis, my whole villain review about the guy. The guy is great. Chris Hemsworth, so good. Amazing performance. The way he ties into Furiosa and the whole world, the implied motive he has, it's just near perfect. It's so good. It's a textbook example of how to write a villain. Everyone should copy him and just take notes because he's that damn good. Will he be dethroned best villain of the year? We'll see. I hope so, because, you know, more villains ahead. Better than him. Holy crap, we're in for a good year. I think that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you later. See you later, Brooklanders. Bye.